Yo everybody, it's Anime James here giving you another Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. So today here I got I don't really know what kind of team I got right here. I got a Groudon, I got a Braviary, I got a Dragonite. I don't really know what I'm doing, but my opponent here actually has a very decently balanced team. So yeah, pretty much what's gonna happen here is that I'm going to battle this guy with my very mixed team of RU, NU, OU, and yeah. So this is gonna be a bit of a battle. Okay, so I decided to start off with my Braviary because, I always start off with my U-turner, so that way I could U-turn out and knock off a bit of HP for my opponent. So my opponent's actually going to start off with a Type Null, and here I'm expecting his Type Null to be holding the EVO Light, so I decided to U-turn out of there so I could knock a bit of Type Null's HP down so I can send out my Chokotsuki. I think it's Japanese for straight punch. I don't know. I didn't use Google Translate because Google Translate is cringy as heck. But and so I decided to swap out because I expected him to swap out his Type Null, but he actually stays in with his Type Null. And so I decided to swap out to my Primal Groudon. Now Primal Groudon is really OP, but I decided to not overuse my Groudon in this battle. I just decided to use him kind of often. So my Groudon's gonna Primal Evolve into Primal Groudon. My opponent's gonna use the Crush Claw. That's not really gonna do much, so I decided to go for a Percival Blade. And that's gonna knock out the Type Null. And he's gonna send out his next Pokemon, his Korokoro. And I decided to swap out my Groudon because I didn't want to overuse this thing, and I'm pretty sure he's going to use like a Ground type move, so I decided to swap out to my Murica, and he actually uses the Z move, but that's not really going to do much because, he pretty much just wasted his Z move, because I swapped out to my Murica, so I don't know what he was thinking there. He's probably just another noob, so I decided to go for my superpower, but guess what? His freaking Korokoro survives with 1 HP. And, now that my attack and defense is down, my Murica's gonna be super vulnerable, so he goes for the foul play. And if that's not enough, it's a critical hit. What the heck? What the hell? So he's gonna get the Moxie off. And so I decided to swap out to my Superior so I could use the Leaf Storm so I could boost up my special attack by 2. But guess what? The Leaf Storm misses! And he gets a crunch on me! What is going on? Why is this happening to me right now? So I'm gonna get a Leaf Storm off, doubling my special attack. And so his Korokoro faints, due to the times 2 effect, but it doesn't really matter because he was living with just 1 HP. So he sends out his Vikavolt, and I'm gonna use the Dragon Pulse, hopefully knocking this thing down. But if it doesn't, that's fine, because I don't really need my Superior for this battle. And so his Vikavolt survives with half of its HP, and he goes for the Bug Buzz, and that's gonna knock down my Superior, all because of my freaking Leaf Storm missing that Korokoro. So I decided to send out my Frank Reynolds to bring in the trash, because my Frank Reynolds is really bulky. So I decided to go for a knockoff because I'm thinking that this thing has the choice specs, but he doesn't. So now I'm thinking, does this thing have a Z crystal? Who the heck has his 2 Z move users in their party? I'm just wondering, so I decided to go for a Circle Throw, knocking this thing back into its Pokeball, and so out comes his Decidueye, and here's where I'm going to use another knockoff, thinking that he might have some kind of Assault Vest or some kind of Choice Band or Choice Scarf, but when I use the knockoff, it doesn't really do anything. So now I'm thinking, does all of this guy's Pokemon have Z crystals? Like, and I'm just sitting there like, what? So I decided to swap out my Frank Reynolds to my Groudon. Which, you know, my OP Groudon is going to completely annihilate this Decidueye. So now out comes the Desolate Land, and so this thing is going to use a Brave Bird on, or no, a Leaf Blade. He might have been expecting the swap out, and it's a critical hit too, which is fine because, you know, I don't really like using OP Pokemon. I don't know. I was thinking of swapping out to Beedrill, but I don't know what I was thinking. So he gets another critical hit, so I go for a Fire Punch, getting rid of this thing. And so he goes down to the Fire Punch, and it's a critical hit. Like, critical hits all around, am I right? Like, so many critical hits are in this battle. So he sends out his Vikavolt, and because this thing is super slow, my Groudon's going to attack first, and I'm going to go for another Fire Punch. And now this thing is gonna go down. And so out comes this dude's Metagross, and so I decided to use a Fire Blast because I'm not sure if a Fire Punch was good enough. This is actually a mixed Groudon. This thing came out with a modest nature, and you know, because legendary Pokemon are so hard to catch, I decided to just keep it. And so now he's going to send out his Ninetales, which is probably going to be faster, and it is. So it goes for an Ice Beam, completely knocking out my Groudon. And so down goes my Groudon, which I'm okay with. And so now I decide to send out my Dragonite, because here's what I'm thinking, that I actually have the weakness policy on my Dragonite, but I actually hold the Lumberry, and I completely forgot about that. So it's going to go for an Ice Beam. It's going to do a lot, but thanks to Dragonite's Marvel Scale, I'm going to get the Dragon Dance off from its survival, and then I'm going to get a Steel Wing off, completely knocking out this Ninetales. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I know it was kind of a weird and short battle, but you know, it's something. And you know, if you guys liked it, then make sure to hit that like button. And if you really want to support my channel, you can go ahead and subscribe. I really hope you guys enjoyed this battle. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.